Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Peter Shakespeare, favored the Slim Giant, or you can call me the Smart MC Nangula Shimpundu. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, the best thing that you can do is hit the red button, switch on the notification bell so that every time I post a new video, you'll be notified that Shimpundu has posted a new video. Hey! Africa, Zambia. Now to the Zambians. Did you know that in Zambia, we have God in Kanseli that can pay Zambia's debt, according to the mines minister. He says there are substantial volumes of gold in Kanseli in northern western province which can help the country fight poverty, reduce its debt portfolio, and build the reserves. I can confirm that we have substantial volumes of gold in Kanseli, and our experts are telling us that it is a platform which can help us navigate out of this critical time we are in. Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, Richard Musukwa, said. And those, I don't know what they are doing about it, why they don't want to use that to take Zambia out of the debt. But away from that, I want to talk about Africa. I don't know what is wrong with us, Africa and our corrupt leaders. Eish, catch me on the other side. Africa and our corrupt leaders. Eish, Africa, where are we going? You know, and I was only thinking, it is only in Zambia where we have questions for politicians for misusing the funds, especially on this pandemic of coronavirus. But then I was surprised to come across a video that is coming from Kenya. All right. So politicians just behave the same everywhere. It's not just in a country where you are living in. Everywhere, even in Zambia, we had questions to ask. Where is the money going? Where has the money gone? How has it been used? Until they gave accountability of how they used the money and how much was donated. And so even the Kenyans, the video that I'll be showing you in a moment, I'll show you that video in a moment. Kenyans are asking, where is the money that was donated from the Western world on COVID? Where has it gone? How has it been used? Because, you know, if the government is not put in check, you will not know where the money is going. These people, they get those monies and put in their pockets, in their banks, and bank the money in the offshores. The reason we are where we are today in Africa is because of our corrupt leaders that loves themselves, care about themselves, and they only want to, you know, enrich themselves. They want to make themselves happy. Selfish leaders. They don't want to care for the people that they are leading, the people that put them in the office. They don't want to do that. That's where the problem is. That's the problem we have in Africa. So why can't we have leaders that are accountable, leaders that are loving us, leaders that are caring for us, leaders that are uncorrupt, leaders that are not selfish? What is wrong with having such kind of a leader? Is every politician out there in Africa living the same lives like others? We can't have those that are living a straight life. Even though politics is a game, we can have truthful people that can say the truth, that can do the right thing. Why can't we have that? Why can't we have that? Let me show you the video of how Kenyans are asking about their monies. And later on, I'm going to be showing you a video that I came across that was I think that was 2014, but I came across it on social media, and I thought I should show you how the former AU ambassador to the US, who is no other than Chihombori. Arikana Chihombori.
Gone, justifiably so. When you don't do that, you leave room for people to speculate, and they say that the old people are back to their tricks once again by just telling people any amount, and then you're forced to swallow it.
They never stopped.
They never stopped, and that's what you're telling people. By not telling people that actually, you know what, these are where we got these ambulances from, 1, 2, 3. These are the exact number of people that we ferried from point A to point B, and then you ask, do you really want us to get down to the detail? And we say,
Yes.
Absolutely yes, we do. Because you got down to the detail when you were asking for this money from the World Bank. When the World Bank then presented this money to you, you opened your hands and said, thank you very much. Now, at least we can go 3-4 steps in front and fight COVID. Now, when it comes to how it was spent, 1 month didn't finish and the money has already been used. The money has been used. It has been used completely. In some cases, the budget lines have been overshot, been overspent. And then you don't want to tell Kenyans how you spent the money. You don't want to justify every single shilling. Where anything should be justified, it should be here. When the whole country is looking at you and saying, this thing has affected all of us, from the macro to the micro level, it has affected us. So every shilling spent is very, very important. Are we receiving value? And the shilling that you have spent, has it helped in fighting this war? Has it really helped in making sure that we've made some gains? If you're not able to give details on how the money was spent, then you leave people in limbo. You leave people with a vacuum whereby they'll be able to speculate and they'll point their fingers back at you and say, actually, you know what? Here, COVID has presented another opportunity for you to steal money that could actually help Kenyans, for you to steal money that actually could boost the economy, and that is a big problem. And if we don't get out of this thing, it's going to continue getting us down, 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 going further down this spiral. This is another example of how impunity reigns, unfortunately. Can I make that assumption? I absolutely can, because you didn't give the details, and they say the devil is in the details.
A video about Kenya on how they are asking how the government has used the money that was donated for COVID-19. It's not only in Zambia, even Kenya is asking. And I believe it's because we have corrupt leaders, selfish leaders that are leading these our countries, and has made us to get to where we are today in Africa and in our different countries. All right, so this is what, before I show you the video, this is what the former ambassador to the US, Arikana Chihombori, said. The people in the diaspora and Africa think getting rid of Africa's problems is by removing the president. Well, that's far from it. Far from it. Because when you remove the president that you think is bringing problems in your country, you are going to replace that person with another person who is a politician, and they just think the same thing, and it's going to be working under the same conditions that the other one worked from. And what will they do? They will start blaming the previous government for the failure that they have faced. They'll be like, no, it's not us, it's the other government, because they did this, and that. And in the end, they will still steal and enrich themselves, because these politicians, they just care about themselves and not the people that they are leading, not the people that put them in the government. They don't care about us. That's why Africa's reached where it is today. Okay? So that's what Africa leaders are doing to us. And so that's why the people that are in the Western world, the Chinese people, are busy getting into Africa and, exploiting Africa like, I don't know, exploiting Africa. And some of us who are in Zambia, Chinese people are calling us foreigners in our own country. And they have things that they are selling labeled in Chinese. Can you imagine that? They just don't want Africans to enter their restaurant. They don't want Zambians to enter in their restaurants. They don't want Zambians to enter in their barber shops. They put a closed sign. when actually inside there is a Chinese that is getting an haircut. It's rough. That's the Africa we are in today. That's the Zambia we are in today. Well, let me show you the video of what the former AU ambassador to the US, Arikana Chihombori, said. All right, because we have to look to an Africa that can take care of itself, an Africa that is free from exploitation from the Western world. That's when we are going to enjoy our Africa. If not, Chinese colonialism is going to be bad. Those people, they don't love us. The way they've started behaving in Zambia and Africa, the way they behave in their country is really harsh. So check out that video of the former AU ambassador to the US, Arikana Chihombori.
Jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We, the children of Africa, we, the Africans, are the ones who have to say, we know your game now. Enough is enough. We're not playing it anymore. And this is where the diaspora come in. There are more Ghanaian doctors in New York City than in the entire country of Ghana. There are more Nigerian doctors in LA than in the entire country of Nigeria. So let's be serious here. What Africa needs is capacity, capacity, capacity. And that capacity is in the diaspora. So it behooves us to bring the diaspora together. Let them understand what is really going on in our Africa. Diaspora are not going home. Diaspora are angry about Africa because they are not understanding the root cause of why Africa is where it is today. They think getting rid of a president will take care of the problem. Far from it. That president is just going to be replaced by another one who is going to equally suffer from the same difficult environment to work in. So let's look at an Africa that must be free to take care of herself, an Africa that's free from exploitation from outsiders. The multinationals who are stealing from Africa every day in broad daylight. I use an example of the DRC. If you ever fly very low over the DRC, you'll see tarmacs in the jungle. You'll see 747s flying into DRC, picking up minerals and flying right out. The same multinationals are responsible for arming young people and giving them MK-16s. Because why? Their satellites in the skies are telling them where that village is. There are lots of diamonds. So what do? Arm young people, drag them up, and send them to go chop off a few heads. The rest of the village runs away, so they come behind and do their illegal mining. We black people must understand what is really going on. Because what we are shown instead is, oh, look at those Africans killing each other. There are some serious games that have been played in Africa for far too long. And once we understand that, we can strategize as to how we can begin to bring the difference and bring the change that Africa needs. And that change can only come if the African diaspora are united. And the Wakanda villages, as I call them, it is our organized way of saying, starting with one African diaspora center of excellence, it will be a new city, a developmental hub that we can then take from there. Every sector is developed. Take healthcare. How many doctors do we need in this region to take care of this many people? We pick up education, same thing. We pick up engineering. We pick up electricity. How many megawatts of power do we have in the region? How many do we need? Be it solar, be it wind, be it hydro, be it geothermal, be it nuclear.